Hi, I'm Booth, and I'm going to do some painting. Welcome back to the painting booth. Now I already prepped this canvas. It's a 18 by 32 inch. I already prepped it with some magic white, so it's got nice coverage on it, so it's nice and slick. We're going to start off with our sky color. That's going to be some phthalo blue. We're going to get some of that on our brush. And just a little bit of Prussian blue in there for a little bit of dark. You don't want much of that. It's a really, really strong color. So you're going to load up your brush a little bit. We're just going to come in here with crisscross strokes and just start at the top and work our way down. Just adding our sky color in here. Just start up high and work it down. It'll get lighter as you go. That's kind of the idea. And we'll load back up with a little bit. Come over here, start in this corner. Work our way down and out. And down. Alright. Little crisscross patterns here and there. We're going to blend this in a little bit. Just go back and forth. Little cross sections, little cross hatches here and there. Alright. Now I'm going to load up a little bit more of this phthalo blue with a touch of the Prussian blue on it. We're just going to come across the bottom. Just do a straight line in from the edge. Alright, and we're going to come on the other side. Just do a straight line in. Alright. Alright. Now I'm going to bring my sky down a little bit. It's a little high still, so I'm going to start at the top and kind of just bring it down a little bit more to the water. Just add a little bit more down here. Just kind of bring it down a little bit from the top and just work it down. A little bit from the top, work it down. I'm just trying to cover this a little bit, get some blue tint to it. It's going to all be covered up in a little bit, so I just, Alright, so we're going to go take our brush strokes out of it. Go back and forth a little bit. Nice long strokes, barely touching the canvas. Alright. Gonna clean our brush off. Gotta make sure you get them clean. Alright. So now we're going to work on some clouds. I'm going to take a little bit of titanium white with our fan brush. I'm going to get some titanium white on it. Just load it up with some titanium white both sides. Alright. And this is really wide, so we're going to have to do a lot here. Maybe. I'm going to start here in this corner because I'm going to end up putting a mountain over on this side. So I want to kind of just start in here and just make some little circles with our fan brush. Bring it around. Just do little soft little circles. Keep in mind you're going to be putting mountains in here, so they don't need to be perfect. Just going to come across here and start up here and work my way down and across, just making little circles. Alright, another little cloud over there, and I think I'm not going to be doing too many clouds today. Just kind of try to concentrate on the mountains today, but you got to put some kind of clouds in the background, make it look good. You just let it twist around in there and dance and make all kinds of different little designs. You know, clouds change all the time. They never stay the same. So You can make it whatever you want. I know I can, it's my painting. I can make whatever I want. Alright, that looks pretty good for now. We're going to clean this brush off and blend those in. Gotta make sure I clean my brush. It's very important. Clean brush lasts a very long time. Dirty brush doesn't. Pretty simple. Alright, let me get my 2-inch brush. I'm just going to do a little bit of blending on these, just on the bottoms. Just going to go in a little bit, just do a little bit of blending, just to kind of soften them up a little bit on the bottoms. Just a little bit of blending. Like I said, you're not really going to see much of these when we're done. You're just kind of sitting back there in the sky, being clouds. And blend them in. Alright, beat up the extra paint off your brush. Just give them a little bit of a touch, a little touch, give them a little cloud thing, just a couple little whisks of your brush. Just touching the top of it, just to drag a little bit of it. Amazing what it does, and you just barely touch it. Alright. Okay. Hope you can see that on camera. A lot of glare in this light here. It's not the best, but maybe if I cut that light out. Oh, you can definitely see the picture a lot better like that, I think. You be the judge. Alright, so I'm going to take a mountain up in the top here. I'm going to start in the corner. You know what? I can't really see what's going on here now though. So, we're going to have to suffer through it. Alright. Now, I've got the color that I mixed up before, the mountain color. So, I want to make a few different values of that. So, I'm going to take a little bit of it, put it off to the side. I'm going to keep my main dark mountain color back here. And I'm going to take a little bit of it, put it here. A little bit of it there. And I'm going to take a little bit of that titanium white. I'm going to mix a little bit of it with this middle one, just to give it just to lighten it up just a touch. I just want it just a little bit lighter than the other one. A little bit more titanium white. Just a touch more. Okay, I like that. Alright. Back of my knife off. I'm going to take a lot of titanium white. I'm going to mix it with this one. Make this really light compared to the other two. This is going to be my background for a mountain really far away. So it all makes sense when you see the painting. I don't know how well you can see, but that one's dark. This one's a little bit lighter. That one's really light. I don't know how well you can see on camera. I haven't been doing this long enough to warrant buying a really good camera, so soon enough. Okay. Alright, we're going to start with our mountain in the back. So I'm going to take this light mountain color, and I'm going to get a little roll of paint, as you can see. I'm just going to come over here. I'm just going to kind of make him start right here. I'm just going to kind of come down. Maybe kind of a little jagged edge thing going on. He's just going right here. Alright. Okay. Got him in there. I'm going to take my 1-inch brush. I'm just going to kind of drag back a little bit of this extra paint. Just kind of drag it back. Just drag it back, kind of soften it up a little bit. Drag it back. There's this paint. Kind of just drag it back a little bit. Alright. Kind of liking how that's looking. I'll get a clean brush. Alright, we're just gonna tap around the bottom of him. Make sure I'm really dry for this. You gotta make sure you have a very dry brush. I'm just gonna kind of blend in the bottom here. Kind of give him that mist. You're gonna have to give it that little bit of mist. You're gonna want to build up a little bit. A little bit of mist. We got a little fly on there. I'll have to get him off. Oh. Use the knife. Get the little buggy off. That's what happens when you paint in your garage. Well, he's just becoming part of the painting now, isn't he? Yes, he is. Alright. So, we're going to take a little bit of our titanium white. I'm going to pull it flat, pull a little roll of paint off. And I'm just going to do a little highlight here. Just far away highlight. Our sun's coming from this way, so I'm just going to just barely touch. And just kind of pull off. We want the paint to break. Alright. We'll get a little bit more. Just do a little guy here. Coming down. Just pull it away. Pull it away. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to make some shadow color. I'm going to take some titanium white. I'm going to mix it with some phthalo blue and some Prussian blue. Let's see what I get here. A lot more titanium white. Alright. A little more titanium white in there to lighten it up. Oh, I'm liking how that's looking now. Alright. I'm going to take a little bit of our shadow color and we're going to come in here and just kind of tap in some shadow. Just kind of pull. Just kind of pull out the back here. Kind of shadow them up here, throw a little up in here. Maybe up down here, a little shadow. Alright. Okay. Take a little bit more of that titanium white. Do a couple little touches here and there just to get him looking where I want. Okay. I'm going to take my 1-inch brush and I'm going to just do a little misting down here, just kind of make this fade in. You really want to just follow the contour of the hill you just made and get the shadow color and the highlight color in there. too much paint on the brush. Gotta get it all. Do a little shadow here. Alright. Clean off my 1-inch brush. Alright, I'm going to go back to my fan brush really quick. I'm going to go on to this titanium white that we got here. I'm going to load this up, and I'm going to kind of do a little cloud coming around here. Just kind of bring it right back in through here. A little more titanium white. Push that mountain right back behind the cloud. Alright. Just soften those up a little bit, give them a little cloud look. Alright. Take a clean 1-inch brush. Just because I have a little bit more control with the 1-inch brush, I'm just going to kind of just fade the bottom of these clouds in, blend them in kind of good. Give them a little tap. You don't want to lose them completely because you want that contrast to hide the mountain. And so you give them a little touch. A little couple whiskers. Just barely touching it. Now, I just saw something like this on Painting with Magic. I figured I'd give it a try. He makes it look easy. So I figured I'd give it a try. So far, she's coming out pretty good. Okay, so that's back in there. We'll start working on our other mountain. The one that's a little bit closer to us. Not the closest, though. I'm going to go with our second mountain color. Going to put it up flat on our palette. Get a nice crisp roll of paint. I'm going to come in here. Where are we going to go? It's how to make a big decision. Big decision. Okay, I'm going to come up and in. And kind of give him some jagged edges going up. And kind of coming down. Nice jagged edges, bring it down. There we go. Yeah. Whatever shapes you feel like. I'm going to make this one pretty pointy. Looks like we're in the Rockies right now, so I'm going to keep with that. Some nice sharp rocks going here. Yeah, a couple little wiggles here and there. Get most of this paint off. Alright. I'm going to take my 2-inch brush. I'm just going to kind of drag him down a little bit. Just drag a little bit of this extra paint off. Just kind of, this way your next coat of paint will stick. Clean that off. Start blending the bottom here, giving them the mist. You gotta have the mountain mist. A little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Just gotta tap it in. Tap it in. Alright. Misty Mountain going here on the bottom. Okay. Alright. Clean our brush off without dropping our palette for the 15th time. going to go back to our knife. We're going to get some more of this titanium white. I'm going to have to pour out some more titanium white as per usual. Never pour out enough when I first start. Always end up blowing through titanium white. Okay, now let's do some highlights on this mountain. I'm going to take our titanium white, going to flatten it out, take a nice little roll of paint off. I'm just going to come in here, I'm just going to let the paint fall off the knife that wants to come off. Come in here, just kind of barely touch, and just drag it down. Nice roll of paint. Just come in and just barely touch, let it just break off the knife. Makes all those cool little designs. Alrighty. See what else we got here. Put it in, down. There we go. Alright. Some highlight on that one. Now we're going to go back into our shadow color that we made for our other mountain. And get a nice little thin little roll of paint here. We're just going to come in here and we're just going to kind of shadow in behind it. Let the paint fall off the knife that wants to come off. Alright. Ready? More shadow color. Here and there. Maybe put a little here and there on this, just to kind of show a couple little valleys going down. The Rockies, after all, they're nice and steep, but they're still covered in snow. I'm going to come back to this titanium white a little bit more, I think. I'll do a little bit more here, just pull it down. Pull that. A little bit more. And we'll do a little peek over here. It comes in. Alright. Well, a little bit more shadow. Tucked in here. On that side, on that side. A little more shadows. A couple more highlights here and there. Just a touch here. A touch there. Touch here. Take a little bit of shadow, put it back here. Just fall right back in there. Alright. Well, we'll blend this one in a little bit now. Just going to kind of just gently tap, going up and just gently tap, going up. Just follow the contour. You want to get a little bit of that color and just kind of spread it out, following the contour of the mountain. Just going to kind of tapping it, making it just fade back in there. It's all going to make sense in a minute. Okay. Alright, we got our mountain in the middle, the mountain on the side. Now we need the mountain closest to us. Okay, so we got our main mountain color. So, I want this thing to be nice and sharp just like his buddies. So, we're going to come up, a little jiggles, a little sharp jiggles here and there. Go down, a little sharp angles here and there. Go down, go up, we'll drag that. All that dark color down. And it's my mountain, I'm making all kinds of these weird things. You can do whatever you want on yours. Alright. So, I think what I'm going to want to do is come all the way across here with this. And kind of just do a little foothill coming across, still connected to that mountain though. Little sharp peaks here and there. A little peak here. Make this guy go up and kind of be jagged. This guy can go up and be a little jagged too. Alright. You know what? I'm going to do another little peak here. Push that other mountain right back into the background. Okay. Now we're going to scrape any of this excess paint. There's a lot on here. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom here. Start putting all kinds of weird little scratchy designs in here if you want. I do. Alright. So again, we're going to take a clean 2-inch brush and we're just going to drag a lot of this excess paint down and over. That's why they call it excess paint. So, just drag some of it off and just don't want to touch that edge too much. You want to keep that edge nice and hard on those. I'm just going to take this down a little bit. A little bit of this paint off. A little bit of this, guys. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to take that off the brush. I'm going to start blending this in now. Quick blend. I'm going to put my palette down. Need 2 hands for this easel. And kind of give it a little mist here. Every layer, if you notice, we blend it in between them, and man, it really pushes everything back into the frame. It makes the whole thing make sense when you start blending everything in between. Start adding some texture to these guys here and there. I don't even think you're going to see that when we're done, but alright, and it comes here. Alright. Clean the brush off. A little bit more blending here, I think. Just a little bit. Alright. Clean off a 2-inch brush. Make sure that's good and clean. Alright, pat that dry. And it's back to our knife. I'm going to take our knife now. We're going to come in here and start laying down some highlight on this closest mountain to us. So, let's get some snow color on here. We're just going to tap and pull. Just give a little tap and pull it down. And I'll let the paint just come off of it. Just give a little tap. Barely touch the canvas. The paint just comes right off of it. Barely touch. The canvas will take what it wants. Touch and pull it down. Just make a little ridge line here. Make a little. Come behind that with some shadow here in a minute. I'll take some of the shadow color. Alright, I'm going to come in here and just give it a couple little taps here and there. Just give it a little pull. Again, the paint's going to come off. The paint's going to come off where it wants to, I swear. It's got a mind of its own, but you know how to work the knife. It does all the work for you. The tools are made to make this a lot easier, I guess. Just give it a couple little taps here and there. Pull it out. Alright. We're closer here, so we're going to see a couple little ridges going here and there. Shadows and stuff in here. Here. Let's see here. A little bit more weight in here. Alright, before I start making too much of a mess over there, let me move over here, start putting dropping a little highlight on these. Alright. A little taps here and there. Get a little more of our shadow color. And come in here and just a couple little taps here and there, make it look right. Little taparoo. Alright. And come pull across the front of that one, push that one right back in there. him right back. Alright. Alrighty. Alright. So I'm going to take a little bit more snow color and just kind of highlight this guy a little more and that one a little more. And a little bit more character. Tap in a few little things here and there. And make that into a that kind of works. A little bit steeper. I'll put a little bit more highlight right on the edge of this guy, right here, just to kind of bring him in front of that. Alright. So far so good, I think. It's looking pretty cool. I'm going to blend that in a little bit now. Not too much, but just to kind of touch the bottom of it a little bit, just kind of fade it in. And you're following the contours of the mountains here. Just kind of give them a little bit of misting in there, just a little bit. And it makes it fall back into the background. Yeah, gonna give a little tap, just kind of go up a little bit. You know what? I'll do something over there. I'm gonna take a little bit of this mountain color again. I'm just gonna just right here, just in front of that one, just to kind of that guy back a little bit. Some highlight color. Just tap it on there. A little bit more. Okay. Probably not going to see that in the end anyway. Okay, so far we got a big mountain scene. I don't know how it looks on camera, but here it looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to start working on these trees. So I'm going to take some of this mountain color that we made earlier. I'm just going to get it all scooped back up, put it in a pile. I'm going to take some of this sap green that I have here and just kind of mix that together. I want a lot of sap green in there, so I'm going to have to make a lot of paint here because I want to do a lot of this background color for all these trees. It's going to go around the whole painting. There's quite a bit of canvas here to cover, so okay, I got some green made up. Clean the knife off. I'm going to have to make some more of that here soon, so now I'm going to take a half round brush. I'm going to load this up with this green, this background color that I made. I'm going to load these bristles up. I'm going to kind of push it into them. I'm going to have to figure out where we're going to start making some trees here. So figure I'll just come in here and start might as well start in the middle. So you just want to just barely touch the canvas with this. You just gotta barely touch. Kind of just make the shape of a tree come down. There you go. Some more paint on our brush. Maybe another one. Be a little bushy one. Make that go like that. A little bit more paint. Make some bushes in between them here. Kind of just fill it in. It's all going to work out in the end. Watch. You'll see. And I get another tree over here, kind of bigger. Just start him here. And just kind of make a tree shape. Everybody knows what a tree shape is. If you don't know what a tree is, go outside and look at one. You'll find out real quick what a tree shape is. So, here we go, some more tree shapes. This is just a background color for these. I'm going to bring it down into the water here in a minute, just so we can make all our reflections here, but I just want to get all this done and get it all in. Wow. I'm going to have to hold the canvas to do that side. Let me get some more trees over here. Just going to kind of tap, just bring it down. Start in the middle and kind of get a couple taps here. Load the brush back up. I'm going to come in here pretty high. We want to frame this in, so we're going to come up here and kind of just bring it up. Give a little tap. Bring it down. I'm going to load up some more of that paint for sure. Get some of that color on there. Alright. Go in here and just kind of tap our color in. Tap the background color in. Now, I'm just going to kind of mirror what's going on here. Green down in there. Alright, get some more of this green on this brush. There we go. We're gonna tap in some more trees. Alright, let's sweep this up. See if I can get some more of this together on the brush. Alright. Again, on this side we're going to go up pretty high. We want to kind of frame this in, so I figure what we're worried about here. Tap, tap. Kind of tap him in. The color. Just kind of go around there. Like I said, we're going to hide that one later anyway, so I didn't realize when I put it in I was just going to fill them in, but it happened. Alright, I want to come down here, come down here. A little mirror image kind of thing. Think of where you're going to be putting your shore at. Alright, so I'm just going to come down here. Alright. So those are our trees for now. I'm going to come in here in a minute and put some tree trunks and branches in there and make it look really cool. I cleaned that much better. Just covered myself in green paint. What a surprise. Alright. Alright, that's better. Alright, dry off our half round brush, get it cleaned out real good. Alright, so we are going to take A little bit of Van Dyke brown. I'm going to throw that on our palette. I'm going to mix the rest of our titanium white with that Van Dyke brown and that tree color. Back over here, get some more of this white. Need some more titanium white, as per usual. Alright, a big old glob of that on there should lighten that up and get the color I want to get. A little stir. You don't want to mix it too good, you want to have a little bit of texture in there. I think that's going to work well. Alright, so you got like a little tan color going on here. Van Dyke brown, some white, and what was left of that green. I'm going to get a little cut on the knife with that. Let's see where our trees are here. I'm going to do a little tree trunk going up here. Couple little branches that come in. You want to mirror image that down on the bottom though. So we're going to take some more of that color. Here on these. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have to mix some liquid white with this. Too thick. It's not sticking. Just bear with me for a second. Oh. Huh? I'm going to drop a little bit of liquid white in there. Come on. It's in the bottle. There we go. Just a little dab will do us. Just to thin it out so it'll stick. Otherwise, it's just paint's just too thick there. It won't come off how we want it to. All right. Let's try this again. A little bit more. Ah, see, there you go. See how that works? Just come up, add some branches here and there. Come down. Add the same ones on the bottom. Come up here. And add a couple of tree branches here and there. Bring it up. Bring it down. Bring it all around. Some sticks here and there, just little twigs. You see how I'm kind of going back and forth on these? It's just going right back where the water's going to be. I'm just going to kind of mirror image a lot of this. You may lose some. We're going to lose some of it, but you'll get the main idea of it. We're going to make the water look like water. A couple twigs and stuff in here. And trees all have, trees have bark on them. So this is going to be like a fall painting. Seeing as though it's fall now. We're about done with all the trees having leaves on them, so figure I'll put some color in this in a minute. Once I add a few more of these tree branches in. Alright. That'll look alright for now. Okay, so let me clean off my knife. Get this color out of my way here. Put it back over here. Clean my palette a little bit. I'm going to mix up a little bit. There's some highlight colors for these trees. I'm going to use a little bit of phthalo green. And some sap green. Let's see what we get with those. Mix those together a little bit. See what we get here. Add a little cad yellow to it just to brighten it up. Alright. I'm going to add a little bit of magic white to that, just to thin it out. The magic white really helps it come off the brush, because at this point we have so many layers of paint on there that it's not going to stick. So you got to thin it out a little bit. You can use paint thinner, you can use liquid white. Might add a little bit of the paint thinner to this, we'll see. I mean, I gotta mix it up and see if I like it, if it sticks to it. But you just mix it up. With the magic white, it's what we prepped the canvas with originally. It's nice stuff. It'll give us a nice little white color. We'll lighten it up a little bit. We'll add a little bit of more sap green to it. Alright. Well, this is just going to be one of the highlights for the trees. We're going to do a few different highlights. Layer them here and there. I'm going to do a lot of cleaning up with this Saffron brush, so you're going to have to bear with me. But for right now, I'm going to just take some of this green, get it on here, and start doing some highlights here. Alright. Do a little here. Just little taps here and there just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Remember, if you do it on the top one, you got to do it on the bottom one too, just to kind of so it matches. And get the colors in there. Now this is just a little color that's going to make all the other ones kind of pop out here a little bit. So I just want to pack them a little bit. Let's give us a little depth to our trees so they're not all just one little blah green when I start putting the lighter colors in here. Just a little depth to the color, just like in nature. You know, not just one green you see out there. There's many greens you see out there in the forest. Even especially this time of year when it's fall and all the trees are losing their leaves at different times. And so I'm going to take the last little bit of this green. Let's see here. Well, just a little bit here. Just a little touch. Okay. Let me clean off my half round brush. Now that we laid down some more green back there. Alright, another run through with the screen. Alright, a lot cleaner than it was. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this green, I'm going to scrape it up off my palette. I mean, these things look huge, but you really need a lot of room to do this stuff, to mix all these paint colors and stuff. But we will see here in a moment what I can come up with here. Nah, I don't like that. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of cad yellow and some alizarin crimson and mix those together, see if I can get a nice orange going here. Oof. Alright, gonna have to add a little bit more cad yellow or some magic white. Let's see. I mean, a little more cad yellow no matter what, because it's a little too red for me, but actually, you know what? Yeah, I like this. I'm going to add a little bit of magic white. Alright, mix that up a little bit. Put a little bit more alizarin crimson in there. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take this red, and we're going to put that in there. Then we're going to add some yellow after that and make it look like a nice fall scene. So, I hope. It should work out. I think I can make it look pretty cool. We'll find out in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to take this color that I just made up, mainly alizarin crimson, some cad yellow, and some magic white. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to come in here and just kind of start tapping away here. Just get a little bit of color coming in here. And kind of mirror it down on the bottom. You don't want to hit every tree with it because they're all going to be changing color at different times, but you know, you want to hit a few of them. Just go here and there. Get some more of that on there. Alright, some more of that in there. Yeah, we're going to want this guy to be right on the side. I'm just going to get a little tap, 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 tap. Alright. I'm going to give him a little bit. And his shadow, or his reflection rather. Okay, so those guys got the red on them. I'm going to clean off my half round brush again. I warned you, I'm going to clean this thing off a lot. It's alright, hang in there, it's going to look really cool in a minute. For those of you that are sticking in and watching the whole thing, I appreciate it. I'm going to take some cad yellow, squirt that out on the palette. We're gonna mix that up with a little bit of that color, but we're gonna want to keep it really yellow. Take some of the magic white, mix that in there. Alright. Alright, throw a little magic white on there so we can make it dance on the canvas. Sorry, I'm not looking. I'm really trying to concentrate. Alright, just drop a magic white in it just to thin it out a little bit. Again, you can use paint thinner. I like the magic white. Or whatever company white you use. There's a few different products out there that you can get. I'm using the Bob Ross paint kit, and tool kit, and brush kit. Got it all on Amazon months ago before I started trying to do this stuff. Okay. I'm going to take half round brush again. A little bit of this cad yellow and a touch of this orange color. Pull both of them on the brush. A little bit each. And we're just going to come in here where all the red was. Just going to give that a little tap of yellow. A little tap. Just to kind of make the colors dance for us. Make the colors work. All these different colors working together. Cat yellow. Ooh, I went through that quick. Here, here, more of it on here. Okay. So, clean the brush off. A little too green now. Okay, I'm gonna get our cad yellow mix. A little bit more cad yellow. I'm gonna put some yellow on these trees. These are the green ones. But I need to mix it up first. A little bit more magic white on there, just to thin it out. A little too much magic white maybe. Although doing this kind of stuff, I guess there's no such thing as too much. It's whatever I want to make it, right? So, okay. Now, I'm going to take this new yellow I just made with the magic white and the cad yellow. I'm going to load up my brush. I'm going to come in here on these trees that I didn't hit with the red at all. I'm going to give them a little touch here and there of yellow. And it's still early in fall maybe. Or maybe they just haven't changed the same as the others. A couple little taps here and there. Okay, got these guys here. Come in here. Okay. A little tap, a little tap. I'm going to take some of that, mix it with some of this red that we still have. Come in here, maybe a couple highlights on the outside here, maybe. Alright. Okay. So that, we'll do that for now. I'm going to clean that out. Now, I'm going to take a 2-inch brush and we're going to make this reflection happen now. So, bear with me. You really got to clean your brush well when you're doing this. So, we got paper towels ready, got that ready. So, here you're just going to have to come up to it. And you're going to want to just go right about where your water line is going to be. You're going to have to figure that out. You just want to come in and just pull straight down. Flip your brush over, pull straight down. Clean it off, straight down. Clean it off, flip the brush, straight down. Straight down. This will all make sense in a minute. Alright. Now gently, you just gotta gently pull from one side to the other. Gently pull back. Clean off your brush. Excess paint's your enemy right now. Just kind of blend her in. Clean off your excess paint. Alright, so let it fit there, so okay. Alright. Put a little shoreline in there, I guess. Make that look like, you know, it belongs there. So I'm gonna clean up this mess I just made on my board. Alright, that's just mud. Take a little Van Dyke brown. A little dark sienna. Mix those together, see what we get. Okay, take a little bit of this color we had over here, mix that in. Alright, start laying in a little shoreline here. I'm just going to go just like this. Just let it pull the paint off. Alright, I'm kind of going really horizontal here. I might bring it out a little bit on both sides when I'm done. Just want to get this center looking good before I start messing with the sides of it. Alright, clean my knife off. Get some more titanium white going. Just a little dab will do us now. And I'll take a little bit of liquid white and the titanium white. Mix just a little dab in there just to thin it out. Come on. Out of the bottle it can go. Alright. Liquid white and titanium white mixed up. Make a little bit of that. I'm going to come in here and do some water lines with this now. I'm going to go with the bottom of your little shoreline here and just going to keep a horizontal white line, just drag it across. Use this to do highlights too on that in a minute. Alright, I'll do a little highlights on this ground now. I know I'm doing it a little out of order, but oh well. Let's do a couple little taps with the knife on these just to give them little indications of rocks in there and little stuff going on back in there. And so probably have to go through, cut some of these water lines back in over them, but it'll look alright. Alright. Couple more little highlights here and there. Let the knife do what it wants. The knife will take off the paint. A little bit of highlights here and there. Alrighty. Take a little bit more white and add to that, lighten it up. And a couple more little colors to it. Alright. Clean the knife off. I'm going to add a couple little more water lines. We lost a little bit when we did that, so I'm going to have to flatten it out. Get a little roll of paint. Now we can go through and just get a little bit of a nice straight line going across. Just to kind of indicate the end of the shore. Couple of lines going across out there. Here and there. Separate the shore. And do a couple little sticks here and there. Mix up some of that here. And do some little branches and stuff sticking out here and there. Stuff you'd see, all little stuff here and there, just little branches and twigs and stuff. And, you know. You know what? I think I'm gonna put a tree over here. Yep. indications of branches here and there, just sticking out, kind of that little feeling of realness, sort of. Okay, so I want to put a tree over here. So what I'm going to take a knife, take some Van Dyke Brown. I'm just going to go, I'm just going to take a tree color. Actually, no, I'm not going to put a tree there. I don't think that needs one. I'm going to make that in the rocks, though, just to kind of cover that up a little bit. So, I'm going to go like this, make a little round piece, a little round rock. You start in the back and work your way forward. It makes them all look like, it pushes them all back. I hope you guys liked watching, and if you like it, I'll keep doing them. You guys keep watching and like and subscribe, and maybe I'll do some more. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.